Hey, this Captain America #1 doesn't have cat punching Hitler on the cover? It's immediately 50% less awesome. However, since Captain America is all of the awesome, 50% of that is still pretty good. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Tales of Showcase, where we might not know squat about war, but we are all about fanboying over Captain America. I'm your host, the Watcher of New Earth. Well, today we finally get to look at an issue starring my favorite Avenger, Captain America. This is issue 1 of a Captain America series that ran from 2011 to 2012. It featured Steve Rogers' return to the Captain America identity, as it had belonged to Bucky Barnes for the past few years after Steve had kinda sorta kicked the bucket. The issue is written by Ed Brubaker, who is best known for his extensive work with the Captain and for bringing Bucky back from the dead. The art is done by Steve McNiven, best known for doing the art on Civil War and Old Man Logan. So ditch that parachute and let's dive headfirst into Captain America #1 from 2011 and see if these comics can provide just as many thrills as the movies. The comic opens with Steve Rogers and Sharon Carter preparing for a funeral. It's probably hard to believe, but sometimes I actually forget I'm a man out of time. Then I watch Back to the Future, and the license plate brings it all back. Steve goes on to reminisce about his youth. He eventually reaches the war, claiming that's all he knew during his first 5 years as Captain America. I really love the transitions in this part. It just seems like a fluid summary of Cap's early days. However, this one bit where he's fighting, it just seems like an awkward pose. I get what it was trying to look like, but it just looks like Cap forgot how a shield works. Or maybe he thinks he's holding another Avengers' weapon. When Captain America throws his mighty hammer. Yet still I forget sometimes, for just a moment or two, that I should be an old man by now. Careful what you wish for, Cap. Marvel actually took your advice and turned you into an old man and made you retire from being Captain America. Worse yet, when they brought you back as Captain America, they turned you into a frickin' Nazi as a publicity stunt. I mean, it's not like I have much downtime anyway. I don't know where I'm gonna find the time to binge Luke Cage. Or like my duties have lightened up at all. In fact, they've increased, and I haven't seen a pay raise since 1945. As Cap continues to narrate, we join them at the funeral service. We soon find out that the funeral is for Margaret Peggy Carter, Steve Rogers' old love interest and ally. Steve and Sharon both grieve, as not only was she a big deal to him, but was also the last family Sharon had, and also had inspired her to join S.H.I.E.L.D. with all the stories that she would tell her of Captain America and the war. And all she could think about during those stories was how she was going to steal that guy from her aunt. Steve and Sharon even addressed the whole dating your ex's niece thing, with Sharon saying that she's happy that they got past all that. Yeah, you two might have, but the rest of us still think it's kinda creepy. And this is coming from someone that likes you as a couple. At the funeral, they are joined by Nick Fury Sr. and Dum Dum Dugan, both longtime friends of Cap and Peggy. Fury mentions how classy the funeral is, but Sharon calls him out for his casual use of the term broad. Fury simply responds with, "Old friends bring out old habits." Because sexism is okay as long as you're friends. As they walk away, they discuss how being buried in France was Peggy's last wish. Thankfully, due to her work with the French resistance, she was able to reach her final resting place. Dum Dum also mentions that, regardless of it being overrun by Nazis when they were there, she had still said that Paris was the prettiest city in the world. Aw, that's sweet. I wonder if cities in America are like that. No, looks like it's just Paris. Steve and the others continue to reminisce about Peggy, but they are cut short as someone tries to off Dum Dum. Cap, naturally, is in pursuit before the others can even get their bearings. The shooter leads Cap into traffic, however, Cap begins to close in. That is, until he actually sees who the shooter is. No, that's impossible. An old man in a jumpsuit! Cap is stunned to see the figure. So stunned, in fact, that he doesn't see an exploding canister heading towards him until after it blows up a car behind him. Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, Champion of Freedom, easily distracted by motorcycles, thereby leading to the death of innocent civilians. America! As the others catch up, Cap reveals why he stalled. Turns out that Cap had seen that guy before, in 1944. This leads to a flashback where Cap, Peggy Carter, a younger Nick Fury and Dum Dum, and the shooter plan out an attack on a Hydra base. Back in this day, Hydra was a relatively new thing, so they weren't sure how to go about this. However, they do have a layout of the base, but when the shooter, who's revealed to be named Codename Bravo, asks where the base is, Nick Fury simply says that they have no idea. Roll the clip.
Oh, dumber than advertised.
But it seems like Fury has a trick up his sleeve as he introduces his secret weapon, a boy named Jimmy Jankovic. So, was the kid in the room the whole time? I mean, he's not exactly hiding, right? Did no one else in the team just stop and ask why there's an American 12-year-old boy in Nazi-occupied France? Common sense, guys. Common sense. We cut back to present time at a secret government nursing home where we see an extremely aged Jimmy. It turns out that Jimmy had been in a coma the past couple of decades and woke up a few months prior to this. However, he's still almost catatonic. Nick hadn't heard anything about this due to the dismantling of S.H.I.E.L.D., whole nother story, but both he and Cap believe that Jimmy's awakening has something to do with Bravo's return. However, Nick asks why Bravo wouldn't have made contact, to which Cap responds that Bravo hates him. Another flashback reveals Bravo and Peggy kissing on the roof, with Peggy pushing him away. Turns out they had a brief thing, but Peggy wants to end it. Bravo, however, suspects this has to do with Cap, which leads him to ask if he's not enough of a super soldier, to which Peggy responds that he's being cruel. No, he's not. He's being a whiny little prick. Anyways, back in the present, Cap, Sharon, and Nick leave the nursing home but are ambushed by a team of Hydra agents. Naturally, a fight ensues. It's a really well-drawn fight, too. McNiven seems to be at his best when drawing action scenes such as these. But there's one thing that bugs me here. It's shown that Cap is wearing his uniform underneath. That's fine. Uncomfortable maybe, but still believable. But between panels, it shows that Cap pulled his mask over his face, which I know doesn't really take long anyway, but that means that he stopped for a few seconds while he's being shot at just to put his mask on. Loyalty to the Captain America brand, I guess. Anyway, it seems like everything's settled when a car careens towards Sharon. However, Cap is there in a blink of an eye to save her. Seriously, I knew he was fast, but geez. Is there something he's hiding? My name is Steve Rogers, and I am the fastest man alive. But it seems like these particular Hydra agents were working with Bravo, as the car that's speeding away is carrying a kidnapped Jimmy. Elsewhere, Bravo meets with the second Baron Zemo, a recurring Cap and Avengers villain. Zemo says that he finds Bravo's offer intriguing. Naturally, Bravo knew he would, as he himself says that what kind of Baron Zemo doesn't want to help destroy Captain America? I don't care what kind of Baron Zemo you think you are. As long as you got the purple sock going on, we're A-okay. Anyway, that was Captain America #1. This comic is freaking awesome! The writing is fantastic, telling a coherent story with plenty of action, while simultaneously setting up a larger story for later issues. The art is amazing. McNiven's style fits hand in hand with the tone of this book, with the calm scenes packed with emotion just through the characters' faces to the action sequences which flow naturally. Overall, if you're a Cap fan, this is a must-read. And if you're not a fan, pick it up. It just might sway you. Anyways, as always, thank you for joining me and I'll see you next time. This is the Watcher of New Earth, signing off.